Guys, what's up? Welcome back to DeFi, degens, drip, and farm for poverty, where on this channel our vision is to empower the impoverished and help you find financial freedom through crypto assets. If you like that mission, you resonate with the vision, once again smash that subscribe button so you don't miss another video, and that's the least you can do. I really appreciate it. I try not to shill my referral link as much, but if you are thinking about getting in, of course I want you to do that, but at a minimum I'd love for you just to share this information if you find it valuable, because just subscribing and liking is enough to keep me making this content. I do have a goal, like I said, to spread this here in Cambodia and help drip grow the ecosystem. I'm bullish on it, like I said, but I want to also be skeptical, and there are some things in drip that need to be improved on and whatnot, but I think it's still early. So anyway, I'm going to get to the point of this video, which is the drip BUSD, or the plants. So there's been a lot of videos and I've done a lot of research, and there was recently an AMA for 2.5 hours, and I know you guys don't have that kind of time to listen to super long AMAs, and I have already been long-winded on a lot of my videos, but there's at least about 10 hours of content that I listened on plants, and I want to actually just play a clip from Forex so that you can get an idea of how the plants are not important and you shouldn't be focusing on the price of plants. So I'm going to play it from him first, then I'll explain what that means so you can hear it straight from the horse's mouth, and that should help you understand a little bit about how the plants and now the piggy bank will operate. So he's actually talking about the piggy bank and truffles, but he does say that this is the exact same mechanism for plants, and this was just recently an AMA. So I'm going to play that clip for you guys. 1 second.
Seed price, what you could claim at any amount of capital in the contract. So in order to determine what you're profiting in the system and what you could claim at any point in profit, you need to focus on the truffle price, and in Drip Garden, the seed price, not the plant price or the pigment price, because those are not tradable assets. They don't even have a price. You can do various calculations to try to determine a price for plants, but that would only be misleading yourself because you're trying to put a price on an asset that's not tradable. $100 and
all right, let's hope the audio picks up really well for this, so I'm going to be using the headset. But he's basically saying that you don't want to focus on plants because the plants itself is not the tradable asset. So you need to focus on the seeds, because the seeds is what you can actually sell and turn back into drip BUSD. So the main point, and I summarized, I took a note, he actually put this also in Telegram. I'm going to bring up this chat here. He said the price of plants do not determine the value of your stake. Only your available seeds determine the value of your stake, because plants cannot be sold. I'll read that again. Only your available seeds determine the value of your stake, because plants cannot be sold. Plants just act as a stand-in to determine your ROI, which is up to 3% based on how often you compound your seeds relative to other players in the system. Your actions and the contract balance are the two primary drivers to determine your overall value in the system. So this is from Forex himself, like I said, in multiple different AMAs, multiple different videos that he was in. I took all this out, put it together, and made like a short clip for it. So hopefully that helps make some sense out of that. But I'm going to play the last half of that AMA that he just did with Bartertown and fill in the other gaps. So give me 1 second here.
this $25,000 in liquidity pool, right? Now, if the price of pigs was to go to $50, but the amount of capital in the liquidity pool was to go from $25,000 to $50,000, no value was lost to pig holders. This is because when the price is at 100, but there's half the liquidity, when you go to sell, you're going to have price impact on your sale, and it will result in you getting the same amount of BUSD that you would have gotten if the price was half, but the liquidity pool was double, right? Value is what matters. The amount of BUSD you would get for your pig, right? And the price is taking into account the amount of BUSD that is backing the pigs at a 1-to-1 rate. The liquidity is taking in the depth of pigs to BUSD. And they both need to be accounted for when trying to determine the value.
So he's referring to...
So in this, he was talking about specifically the piggy bank, which is now launched. but it applies directly to the drip BUSD. So what he's trying to get people to understand is the nature of the phrases you're using, meaning value versus price. So the price of the drip BUSD and the price of plants have gone down. So the price of plants continue to go down because that's exactly what this is actually meant to do. So the price to purchase plants is part of the decay algorithm built into the contract. There is literally a depreciating decay to make the price of plants more appealing to new investors. So when I got in, I think plants were $12 or so. I can't even remember, but now plants are like $3. And then I remember one of my videos, they were like $5.80 or $6 or something like that. So the price of plants will continue to depreciate. That is built in. You cannot look at just the price of plants because that literally, that one metric will continue to go down. Additionally, what was the other point I was about to make? The price of plants, and then it's also tied to the drip itself. So since drip is a volatile asset, it's not stable like BUSD, the price of drip can go up and down. So you can't just be focused on the price of your plants. However, what he said is important is the value. So the value of your seeds in the protocol, which actually will be the value of the plants because the plants generate the seeds. But as long as the contract balance continues to go up, which we can look at this, right? We can see that the contract balance has continued to go up, and that new players are being added and new people are adding liquidity. There's been slight drops and dips, but he said the actions that you make, meaning are you compounding more than you're harvesting? Because remember, the interest rate is 1% to 3%. And he went into great lengths to explain that the people who are withdrawing more than they're compounding, basically they are bleeding the system, those people will start to see less and less ROI. That's where the gamification portion is related in here. So like, while crypto is a solo sport, in this one, it's a little bit more of you versus other players as well. So there is some formula or value in the contract that he wrote in that will determine what the average user is doing. So let's just say I think there's 22,000 users, and let's say the average of these 22,000 users are compounding every other day. Let's just make that simple. They're compounding every other day. If you are on par with that every other day compounding, and therefore every other day outside of that you withdraw, then you can make this 3% sustainable. If you're withdrawing every day, and remember everybody else is compounding every other day, you will start to see less of that 3% in your price of plant appreciation. So he wants people to understand that it's all about the value. And the way he explains the value is that when you look at price, it's a 1-to-1 ratio. It's comparing what this is, this price of this item, to this price of this item. But when you look at value, you actually have a percentage of the total liquidity pool. And as this goes up, so let's just say I had 10%. I don't know how to see what part of the liquidity pool I have. But let's just say I had 1%. We'll say I have 1% of the pool. All right. If this pool goes up, so 1% of 810,000 is 8,000, right? We'll just call it $8,100. And bring up the calculator just so I make sure I get this right. 810,000 times 0.01. $8,100. So my value in the pool is $8,100. Let's say the price of drip drops, but the balance of the pool goes up and I still have 1%. Well, if it goes up to simple math, if it goes up to 1 million, I still have 1%, guys. Nothing changed. I just made almost $2,000. I made 25% increase, even though the price of the plants can go down, which again is part of this decay algorithm. But if it goes down and new people purchase in and I continue to compound, then my percentage of the pool doesn't change. because I haven't taken plants out, remember? And if anything, it would increase. I didn't take seeds out, sorry, seeds out. It would increase if I'm compounding. So you have to really understand. I hope that breaks it down and makes it a lot clearer. So what you should be primarily focusing on is this contract balance and your individual actions within the system. So make sure you're compounding more than you're withdrawing. And you don't know what the average user is doing. We have no idea what that is. And as far as I know, there's no metrics to show that yet. But you can assume that over the course of a week, you want to try to be compounding more than you're withdrawing. So if that means you claim 2 days and compound 5, or 3 versus 4, something like that, make sure that it's more than you're taking out. That's the only one thing you can guarantee is being done. There's also the unknowns about what other players are doing, but as long as the LP keeps going up and you're doing your part, you should be rewarded in the long run. So remember, this is a long-term strategy. And it's another website that I'm going to link that another person in the drip ecosystem has made. And this just shows the total LPs that have been purchased, the total that have been harvested, and the total that are remaining. So you can see it's almost 50-50. It's slightly more that are available than people have harvested. So you can look at this chart and see plants bought, plants sold. So over this last couple of weeks, up to the drip, up to the piggy bank, people have been, oh, sorry, that's planted. Planted is good. Where's sold? Sold is the gray one. Can't even see that, man. It's way down here. Here we go. So it's down here. So that works actually. So you can see that over the last couple weeks there have been more plants sold compared to previous. But I think, again, like Forex said, once he's done with the piggy bank, which it is live and launched, he still has a couple things to turn on. I think one of them was the ability to early withdraw, the 50%. He's waiting to do that one, but they're gonna go back hard on the drip side of things. So this is, looks like my wallet. User wallet plant strategy gives the user wallet's past plant strategies. I don't actually know what this is. I'm new to this entire thing. So bought 155, I guess that's true. All right, so I guess this is my wallet. But anyway, I'll leave the link for this. You guys can look around and see what's in here. So this is showing what my wallet daily interest is. So this might be a good tool to check how you're performing. Maybe this could help. This is brand new to me. I just found this tool, so I'm not sure how up to date it actually is, but so far it looks like it's free. So you'll put your wallet address in up here, and then your information. So let's actually take a look at my other wallet so you guys can see what it looks like and see how it updates and whatnot. But I'll put the link for this in the description. I think it has some really good metrics that can help you understand what's going on and make some decisions basically. So this one I have not compounded like every day, so let's see what it says. The other one said 3.3%. Let's paste this one in here. Apply. All right, let's go down. 75 plants, so it did change. Plants per day, still the same. Okay, so since I haven't done any withdrawing and I've only been compounding on both wallets, I guess I'm getting a good return on investment. And that's why it says I have not gotten anything back because I haven't done any withdrawals on my plants. So this might be a cool tool to take a look at. This is something I do want to talk about. This is the number of wallets in the garden by plant. So it's kind of like the drip faucet users. So you can see there's a few wallets down here with 5,000 to 10,000 plants. 94 people with 10,000 plants. I believe Bartertown was one of them. It put like 100 grand up originally. Ended up with 10,000 plants, just crazy. But you can see the bulk of people sitting here in the 100 to 200 range. So what this means is that as these players start to get down here, they got to start being more mindful of the system if they want it to continue, because remember, they're trying to get their investment out as well. So they have to continue to hydrate or compound back into the system. And this also means that you can see how these numbers are shifting, and that might be an indicator. Like if you monitor this and all of a sudden this number drops down, then that means a lot of people have not added to their plants, not dropped down, but like it would stay the same. Because if you just start to claim, then that 100 to 200 plant count, that total could be the same. But if it starts to shift and another number goes higher, then that means we know that more people are actually compounding more than they're claiming. So this could be a good chart to analyze overall. So this is really good analytics. Take a look at it. I'll put it in the link. And as always, guys, hope this provides some value, gets you some clarity. Long story short, don't stress about the price of plants. As always, only risk what you can afford to lose. Play the long game. Trust in the actual processes that Forex put in and his ability to write contracts and code. And then the rest of it should just work itself out. Like, that's just the way it goes. If you look at Bitcoin, it was the same way. Yes, it's not the same thing in regards to the use case of Bitcoin versus drip, but you just got to understand the analytics and the actual psychology of investors and how market trends go. So if you're in this for the long haul, I think long haul people will be rewarded. Just the simple fact that he went with the piggy bank and with a 3-year staking contract, like, he's at least looking at this 3 years in the future. I mean, he's wanting people to lock up their capital for 3 years. And if you look at Stunner Breezy, I believe he said he was going in with $100,000 or something like that. Ridiculous. Bartertown, I know, did like a $50,000 stake long term. So there are people locking up capital in this for long periods of time. So this ecosystem, I believe, will be around, provided we don't, experience any extremely macro social political sways right now. So do with that what you will. Not financial advice, of course, but if you look into it and decide to join, I would love it if you joined with my buddy Link, either in the Drip Garden. I would prefer Drip Garden, to be honest. That's the one I'm more bullish on, to see if it makes appreciation. I'll do a video later on the actual piggy bank as well, because I'll be getting in on that. But anyway, guys, live daily and achieve your impossible. Like and subscribe, all that jazz. See you in the next one.